Hi, welcome to another edition of MTG Playback. I'm Mark. I'm an actual pastor who plays Magic the Gathering, and this whole series is where I play a game on Arena and then talk about it afterwards. So I have been playing a white-green toxic deck with a splash of blue. My splash is counter spells, bring the ending, and also some fading hopes to try to cycle through my library a bit. And so I've also been working on trying to aggressively mulligan since this is a deck that needs to go in and it needs to go in fast. So here is a game. Here's my opening hand. As you can see, it's got 4 lands, 2 Skrells, and a Bring the Ending. This isn't going to be great, and so let's watch as I mulligan. Also, I notice my opponent goes first, which means I'm on the draw. So I feel like, I got a better chance. And then I get this. 2 Bloated Commanders, 2 Slaughter Singers, just 2 land. This is gross. But I kept it anyways. And maybe I should have gone down to 5. I don't know. It was gross. It's just a gross hand. So we'll see what happens. They play a Swamp. Not quite sure what yet they're playing. I drew another Slaughter Singer, so now I've got 3 of them in my hand. Luckily, the Sea Core means I can cast it. So they're playing black-green. That is interesting. So I draw another land of Forest. Not ideal. But I decide, you know what? Let's get some Slaughter Singers on the board and see what happens. If I could hit all 3 of them out, that would be pretty powerful. But nope. They're going to start destroying my creature. So they're playing some type of black control deck, I think. They play a brush land. So we're getting white and green and swamp in there too. So I decided, you know what, I get another land. Let's put a land down. I drew another Bring the Ending, which means I don't have a blue, which is going to be scary. Another Infernal Grasp. All right. They've got 2 of the same spell. I've got 2. And I have another one. I'm really hoping I get an island or something. So then they cost Thalia, the Gitrog monster. Which is a pretty big creature. I drew something that is not a blue source, so that's disappointing. And then whenever it attacks, they have to sacrifice a creature or land, and then they get to draw a card. I've got nothing on the board. Nothing. So I'm like, all right, let's just put something down, and I have nothing to protect it. I don't have any blue sources. They have a 4/4. I have a 4/4 that comes in tap. And then they play Vraska, Betrayer Sting. And so they make my Bloated Contaminator into an artifact that I can sacrifice. Great. Alright. Not a blue source, which is disappointing. But I did get a Skrelv. So that might mean something, right? So let's throw out my 3rd Slaughter Singer. It comes in tap because of Thalia. Then I'm thinking, do I put out my Skrelv? I decide to. And then is there a way I can kill the Vraska? Is there anything I can do? Not really. Then they play Legions to Ash. Exile target non-land permanent opponent controls. So if they had any poison counters, 3 poison counters, this would have been awesome. Because of the artifact, I do have a blue source. I screwed up. Because I forgot and didn't realize they still have 2 land available. So I tap them out of land, but I'm still going to lose my creature. Right? So that's pretty disappointing. It's going to attack. They're going to destroy their own land. My Skrelv is a defector. My defector can't block anyways. So this is actually the first time I've seen this card used, or this kind of deck, which is why I'm showing it to you, but it's not looking great. And they play a land. Finally get a blue source. Alright. I don't know what to do. Right? I attack it down to 3. They're still going to be able to make it into an artifact. Can't do anything about that. That's got First Strike and Death Touch. So I think this is a bit of a mistake. I think I should have gone in and tried to give their a poison counter. Because they're going to play Liliana and I can't counter. Right? Like, there's just nothing. So they're going to make me... So they're going to draw a card. They have a chance to proliferate if they want to. They do by making their creatures, their planeswalkers bigger. I'm sorry. Then they're going to make me discard my Bring the Ending, which I finally could cast, but doesn't make a difference. They're going to attack. They're going to sacrifice a creature land. They're going to then hit me for 4. And I really got nothing. Like, I have a Skrell's Hive, but it's not helpful. I really have nothing that can remove that Thalia off the board at this point. So really, I know, like, I've got nothing. I've got nothing. So they're down to, and then I just play that shell. I'm not quite sure why I play the Skrelv. I think it's just to play it. Oh, wait, I know. I played a Skrelv because one of my daily challenges is to cast 30 white spells, so it's a white spell. They draw another land. They lose a life, proliferate. They're going to separate all my permanents into 2 piles. That's not fun. But to be honest, I think this is the first time anyone's ever done this with Liliana of the Veil on me. So this is an interesting deck. It's a deck that's doing things that I haven't experienced before, so which is why I'm continuing to play and not just conceding. I want to see how this works. That's how I would have done too. Do I keep the Skrelv and... So I'm trying to figure out which one do I sacrifice. Do I sacrifice all my lands? Do I sacrifice those things? I sacrifice those things. Again, I have nothing in my hand. I have nothing to draw cards either, so it's not great. Also, I realized that in this video I've been talking about that I have Fading Hopes in my hand. I'm not quite sure if I actually do. Actually, no, I do. I do have Fading Hopes still here. Sorry. In other videos coming up, I'll make another change. Then they play Glissa Sunslayer, get another land, and that's it. So I was going to die next turn anyway. So anyways, I thought that was a really interesting deck that I hadn't seen before. With a pretty powerful Planewalkers, and then this creature that kind of chews itself up. I wasn't able to keep anything on the board based on their Planeswalkers and their removal, and so it was their mid-range deck, and I got stuck. So that's it. That's for this edition of MTG Playback. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Feel free to leave any comments. Let me know about your experience playing Toxic or playing against Toxic, and I'll see you next time.